welcome back. Oh my gosh, I am so pumped to be live with you today because so much has happened since episode 2. I have found my tribe. I have found my gals, and this is so cool because when I had the idea for this podcast, I didn't really quite know where it was going to go, and I've been using Threads a lot recently. And the other day I just had like this vision of, this is just giving me my teenage years. It's giving me like a sleepover with your best girlfriends where you talk about anything and everything. You've got Buffy the Vampire Slayer on in the background. Your mum's cooking you dinner. You've got your orange chalk hair dye, and you're literally having the time of your life. And I was just like, this is the vibe. This is the vibe. Like, the entrepreneurial rebel types who never listened to the rules as kids, and we certainly don't now. And we're all getting a little bit older, right? And we need to find our people, and we want to hang out together, and we want to be able to talk about anything and everything because it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the life experience that we're on. And in our late 30s, it's an interesting age. And I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm just starting to get comfortable with myself. I'm just starting to truly own who I am and to stop people pleasing and stop giving any fucks if people don't like it, and know that your people will like it. And that's where I am now. And that's the people that I want to be around. And the thing that I'm most excited about is I found you. Threads has brought a lot of us together. And I'm super excited for the next few weeks because I've got, I think it's 5 at the moment, incredible, like soul-aligned besties who are going to be guesting with me. It's not going to be long before I'm doing some in-person guests as well. And also, this is really freaking exciting. We're going to be bringing this into real life as a live event in London, in the UK. We're going to have live podcast recording with some guests whilst you guys mingle with your new best friends, your new business besties, where we get to hang out together. We get to create the vibe, because if you're anything like me, I love the energy of in-person. And everything has been online for so long now. I've been craving in person for like this last year. And I've actually, if you might not know, I've actually been wanting to create an in-person event really seriously for the last few months. And I've kind of gone 2 steps forwards, and then it doesn't go any further because something isn't quite right. And I've not wanted to force it. I've wanted to wait until it feels right. And after Buffy the Vampire Slayer blew up this podcast on Threads, I was like, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. This is the thing that the event is meant to be around, because a lot of what I do in my business is I create stages, virtual stages, for real and raw leaders to come and showcase their human behind the perception, to show what an incredible, real and raw trailblazer they are. And I was like, okay, is that what I'm meant to be doing? But it just wasn't, it wasn't the full picture, right? Like there was something missing, and it was this. So I would love to know in the comments if you're in London or the UK, or you would fly over for that kind of event. I want to know if you're going to be there, no matter what. You are like, okay, as soon as that date comes out, I am going to be in that room. I think I've already found the venue. It's like this vibe, right? So if you're watching on video, we're thinking like the dark 90s, neon lights. We've got our denim jackets on. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. So yeah, keep an eye out for when that gets announced. I don't think it's going to be long because this is growing really fast. So I wanted to share that with you. There's a couple of things that I want to share with you today. First, if you are watching on video, right, this outfit, I have to tell you, it is the most, I would say, out there, but it's not necessarily out there in what a lot of people would portray as out there. I'm going to describe it to you if you're not watching on video. So I've got, I think it is original 70s, so my daughter tells me. Huge huge oversized denim jacket on, massive rips in it. It's a vibe. I've got like this kind of cocktail Karen Millen black, like fancy dress on, and just like some tights with it, and a long sleeve black top under it because it's cold. Now, I would never have normally worn something like this. I would have maybe worn the dress on its own, like if I was going out. The jacket I would have looked at and loved, but I wouldn't have had the guts to wear it. And my daughter, my eldest daughter, she has like this vintage clothes shop online, right, that she does on Depop. And so I was looking in her shop yesterday, which is in our home, and I was like, Soph, I really like that, but I don't know if I could pull it off. And anyway, she was like, just try it on. So I tried it on, and I was like, is this a vibe or is it not? You know when you can't tell, when you're like, does this look like really cool, or does it actually look really bad? There's like that fine line of, is it really good or is it actually just terrible? And I can't tell, which is so weird to say, because I used to love fashion. I mean, I still love fashion, but I feel like I don't necessarily understand it as much anymore. And I know some people will say, you know, there's not anything to understand. You just wear what you want to wear, and that's cool. But I think there's also, like, if you want a certain kind of look, right? Or you want it to look a certain kind of way. Like, I get wearing what you want to wear, but when I do that, I look like I've just crawled out of bed. And it's like, I want to wear what I want to wear, but I also want to look really freaking cool. I want to look like I have the confidence that I'm now building. You know, when you just want to wear what you want to wear and you've got the confidence to wear it, and that right there is the thing that you're wearing. It's the confidence. And that's where I want to be, and that's where I'm stepping into. So this outfit was bought from my daughter's vintage shop. It cost me 70 quid just to walk through my own home yesterday. She gave me a special mum discount, so that was good. I got some other things as well. I got like this mini leather skirt, and I was like, Sophie, am I too old to wear this? I don't think I actually said that, but it went through my mind. And I was like, no, Claire, do not say those words. You're never too old to do anything, right? And I'm only freaking 38. Like, yeah. So I got that. And I got, this cute little like black sequin side bag that you can wear over this as well. Oh, and this amazing like fake fur jacket. Now, if anyone knows me, in the winter, I live in like fake fur, but like my big fake fur jacket. But it's not kind of the vibe that I really want it to be. And anyway, she had this vintage one again, and I was like, oh, I love that. And I tried it on, and I swear to God, she said, I really hate that I'm going to say these words, but you look really good. She's like, I think you could pass. What did she say? Did she say 29? I was like, hell yeah, I'll take that. 20. If it begins with a 2, I am down. I mean, she might have not been completely honest, but I will take it. I will take it, and I will run with it. Thank you very much. So this is cool, right? Where like the cool mums, the cool parents. And for me, I mean, I had my eldest when I was 19, so we don't have a huge age gap between us. And it's like now she's coming into adulthood. She's 18 now. And she gets to be my friend as well. And she gets to give me cool fashion advice. And I mean, makeup, don't even get me started on makeup. Like this makeup, if you can call it that, lipstick, a little bit of mascara and some concealer is my main thing. Like, I think I've used the same makeup, as in I've done the same thing for most of my adult life. Like, my daughter is really freaking good at makeup, and I just watch her and I'm like, how do you do that? How do you do that? It looks so good, but when I do it, it does not look good. So that's another cool thing about having an older child now, whilst I'm still relatively young. Like, can we call ourselves young at this age? I'm never quite sure. It's like 38. I don't want to call myself middle-aged. Like, I refuse to be middle-aged yet. Maybe like mid-40s. I might go there. But now, no. I'm going with young. I mean, I still feel young. So let's go with young. So, what was the other thing I wanted to share with you? Okay. I also wanted to give you an update with the gym front and the dating and the guys. Okay, because this is really funny. So after I recorded that podcast last week about the dating apps and the horrendous experience that I have with them, I kid you not, I went into the gym, I think it was the next day, and there was 2 like super hot guys in there. Now, this never happens. I'm a member of my gym. I go there fairly frequently, like weekly, let's say. I'm not the biggest fan of a gym, but I try and go. And there's never really like that many fit guys. And after I recorded that episode, I went there and I was just like, oh, hello. Hello. And so that was day 1, right? And one of the guys, he was actually like on a bit of equipment. Like, I don't know how to use many things in there. And he was on one of the things that I know how to use. So I was kind of like watching him to see when he got off so I could go over and use it anyway. So I went over when he finished, and like this thing, I don't know how to describe it. There's probably a technical term for it, but like you grab 2 handles, you're sat down and you pull it like up and down, and it's like has weights in it, right? So it's does your like back in your arms. Anyway, he had like left these different handles on it to what I normally use. So I was like, oh, do you know how to change these at all? Because I couldn't figure it out. And he didn't know. And so I was like, oh, don't worry, I'll like go and find someone. He's fit, right? So I'm already feeling awkward speaking to him because, I mean, obviously all of your words like come out rambled when there's someone who you fancy in front of you. And so I was like, don't worry, I'll go and find someone. So I go to find someone. I can't find anyone. I'm the other end of a gym now. I turn around and he's speaking to like a gym person, getting them to do it. I'm like, oh, fucking hell. He's trying to help me. So I go back over and I'm like, oh, thank you. So he's speaking to the gym person. The gym person is now changing the things. And this fit guy is like, oh, it's for this lady here. I hate it when people call me a lady. I'm like, I'm not a lady. Like, it sounds so old. Like, I don't know why I have a weird thing about that. But anyway, so I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, that's really embarrassing. I don't know what I'm doing at the gym. Okay, great. Okay, so I then sit. I'm on the thing. I'm like, okay, let's get rid of all this fluster. Let's focus, Claire. He goes and sits opposite me, doing like whatever he's doing, like literally opposite me. I'm like, okay, this is really freaking awkward. Where do I look? Like, I want to check him out, but that's not what you do at the gym. Like, that's a very unwritten rule, isn't it? Like, you shouldn't be checking people out at the gym. So I'm like, I don't want to make eye contact. I'm literally looking up at the ceiling. Like, I don't know where to look. I'm just going to look up. So that was fun. And then, right? And then I'm like, okay, I need to get out of here. Like, I'm done anyway. Like, I need to get out of here. So I get out and I go to the sauna. So I get changed, get ready, go into the sauna. Soon as I walk out of the changing rooms, he walks out of the guys' changing rooms, like right beside, and we look at each other and I'm like, inside, I'm dying. I'm like, oh my fucking God. And I'm like, fancy seeing you again. And I think I said, right, what did I say? I said, great minds think alike, eh? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, it's so cringe. And so I go into sauna. I mean, he could have been going anywhere, right? He could have been going swimming. He could have been going into the jacuzzi. So I go into the sauna. He's now behind me. So now I'm very conscious that I've got like this bikini on that is probably not the most flattering thing, especially on my butt. And I'm now in front. So I'm like, oh man. So anyway, I go into the sauna and like 2 seconds later, he walks in. And I'm like, you can feel the sexual tension with a freaking knife, I tell you. I mean, I don't even know who this guy is. He could be married for all I know. But yeah, for me, I was like, okay, he's so hot. And now we're in a sauna and there's other people in there. So I just like lie down and shut my eyes. And he's sat like beside my feet. So I try and just forget about it and just be in the sauna. And after like, I can only take not very long of there, like 10 minutes. So I come out and yeah, I just like basically run out of there, get changed, go and sit in the cafe. And now I'm changed, right? I'm dressed, I'm like looking a little bit better. And I'm like, I wonder if like he will walk past me. He could have like been in there for ages, I don't know. And within a few minutes, like he walked out. I don't know if he saw me from where I was sat or whether he just like avoided me, or he could have like completely not been interested in me in the slightest, right? Like this is my own movie that I'm playing out with these scenarios, and he could be playing out a completely different movie, obviously, or not even a movie at all. He's just like this is not even a thing in his radar. But yeah, so he walks past me, and that was that. And then I went back there today and he wasn't there. That was sad. So yeah, that was interesting, or not. But so I had a little bit of small talk with him, because he said to me the day before, like I saw him 2 days in a row, and on the first day he said that he was new at the gym. This is when he was trying to help me with the equipment. And then I saw him the next day as well, and I was on the same like piece of machinery. And I was like, "Oh, how are you finding the gym here? Like, where did you go before?" And I was like, "How do I make conversation with this guy? Like, I want to try and make a bit of conversation." And it was so surface level, and it was so like quick. And he was like, "Oh yeah, it's really good, you know, like I went to David Lloyd before, and you know, it's not like it's easy to get to, and then things spread out." Anyway, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, this is like really surface level conversation. And so he finished what he was saying. I was like, cool. I mean, we're in the gym, and now I'm noticing there's another fit guy behind him who's kind of like looking at us having a conversation, because you don't really talk to people in the gym, right? And I'm just so awkward. This is so freaking awkward for me. I mean, probably not for anyone else, but for me, I'm just dying inside. And so yeah, that has been my week this week. So I went this morning, and I was like, okay, one good thing is this is really good motivation to get to the gym, because I want to see the hot guy again. And he wasn't there. He wasn't there. So I lasted about 15 minutes and then I came out. So if you're looking for gym motivation, check out the hot guys at your gym and just focus on them. In a very non-creepy way, I might add. Like, we want to keep it very, very like PC, okay? But yeah, that really helped me get to the gym anyway. So I thought I'd give you that update today because it made me chuckle in my own head. So I think that's like what I want to share with you today. I'm really excited about the next few episodes to come, because when I first started this podcast, I had a vision of actually doing it with my best friend, but she's kind of like really got a lot of stuff going on in her mind, like in her life at the moment. So I was like, okay, it's not like the right time for that. But I wanted it to be like that girls talk, right? Like nothing held back. We're just having fun. We're having laughs. Like we are just laughing at the state of our lives, basically. And the things that we're navigating and going through and growing through and all of that stuff. And what I'm so excited about is the girls that I've got coming on over the next few weeks that are already booked on. It's going to be super, super fun. They're all entrepreneurial. They're all entrepreneur girlies. They're all like 90s vibe. We're going to really keep it up with, this is like a girls' night in. This is like your sleepover talk. Get cozy, get snuggled with your bestie, and just feel the love. Feel that you're not alone. Because I know for me, finding friends as an adult has been super hard. Like really, really hard. And it's only really the last year that I've attracted what I would call like soul aligned friends. And I think especially when you're an entrepreneur, you know, you work from home, you are very isolated in what you do, depending obviously what you do, but all of my world is online. And a lot of quote unquote normal people don't really get your life, because you get to do what you want when you want. You know, you have a lot of what's the word, like monotony over what you do in your life and how you live it. And also like the conversations and the aspirations and the ambitions that we have, they're very hard to talk about, I think, with people that aren't in our world. And so when I started this podcast, I really wanted to make sure that it was for the entrepreneurial girlies, because I feel like we are just a unique entity of our own. Like we're very different. I know, in a good way, but we're very different to a lot of people. And when we come together, that's really freaking powerful. And when we come together, and it not all being about business, but business will always come on the back of it, because like I always say, storytelling is your biggest asset. And the more that people know you, the more that they love you, the more that they like you, the more that they resonate with you, the more that they root for you, the more that they want to be in your world, the more that they want to learn from you. And so for me, I see life and business all as the same thing. It's just about finding your tribe. It's just about finding your soul aligned people. And whether that's collaborations, whether that's clients, whether that's connections, it doesn't matter, because it all leads ultimately to the same thing: creating change in the world. And for me, that's what business is all about. So my point is that when we can come together and remove all of the smoke and the mirrors from the online space, and all of the, like the hyped up success stories, and we actually connect on a human level, and we talk about the things that we don't normally get to talk about because we're entrepreneurs or because it's all about business, it's such a different connection. Like, can you feel this? Because I know that already I can feel this. The comments that I'm getting, the collaboration requests that I'm getting, the new connections that I'm getting in my world, and even people coming into my world from this podcast and now like applying to speak on my summits and on my other stages and interested in the in-person events. And this is so, so powerful. And I cannot wait until we all get in a real room together. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that vibe? It's going to be so much fun. It's just going to be so much fun. And I'm so excited to share that with you and this journey with you. So I'm going to wrap this up right here because I'm starting to ramble a bit. I hope that you love this podcast as much as I do. It's super, super fun. And as I always say, please share it. If you have connections, friends, relatives who are the millennial girls, who are the entrepreneurial rebels, who are here and they just want to vibe. They just want to talk anything and everything. Nothing is off the table. There's no hierarchy over here. There's no anyone's better than anyone else. This is real. This is raw. This is more human, more vulnerable than ever before. And this is what, for me, my movement is all about. So please do share it. Please do rate the show, which will help it reach even more people. And if you want to guest on the podcast, drop me a DM on Instagram, or you can head to my Linktree and you can apply directly. There's the form there. And I can't wait to get to know you more. Okay, until next time. And also wish me luck next time I go to the gym. Speak to you soon, babes.